Detective Pikachu. Forgot I had these. You saw the movie, then got you some cards too. Hey folks, I'm up late. Later in the week, get inspired. Who the hell am I kidding? I'm having an awesome fucking time. So excited. I actually been up looking for shit. So, anyway. Actually, you know what? Let me go take a piss. I'll be right back. Let's see people get notification. This is more one of a more kind of serious videos. I've been meaning to talk about this for a while. So just go grab some coffee or go grab some popcorn or something. Need some water. Throw away this chair. Old fishing chair. Drinking, I have some beer in there, but I'm trying to be healthier. And water. And by alcohol 2 months, man. And then after that, you won't buy it as often because there's no real appeal to it, other than it costs money. So awesome. That's all I have to say. That's all I got to say. Yeah. So a little bit of butt hurt, just a tiny bit from some of my last two videos, but that's to be expected. I definitely touched a few nerves, and there will be more butt hurt. I'm just gonna let folks know up front that, you know, hey, heads up, there's a DSP light guy, a new season of Ink Master. No, don't say that. Don't get me excited. There's more butt hurt. Just in case folks forgot, my channel is dedicated to lambasting a grown-ass man who's responsible for his own downfall while believing that he is superior to other folks. If you didn't know that was the premise of my channel, then you probably shouldn't be shocked by the previous videos and my previous criticism if you actually take time to think about it. But this is one of the things I'm going to address, actually. And we're going to bring up buzzwords, folks. We're going to have buzzword talk because that's what we do now in 2019. We have stupid mustaches as well. So, being that I've been on this platform for more than 3 years, I'm able to see trends. Not like some people like Shadow Heathen, who've been, like, I think he's been around this fucker for over 10 years or some crazy shit like that. But just being here for more than 3 fucking years, I'm able to kind of see people come and go. I'm able to see trends. I'm able to notice things and kind of just talk to some of the other morning folks. I'm able to talk to some of the other YouTubers who have experienced and seen similar things. Now, it's not a shock that people who have certain personalities gravitate towards certain other people, and then they generate a certain type of audience. Just like my channel. I've not really done much with it because I'm doing stuff in real life. But hey, it is what it is. But nevertheless, it grows. The key difference, though, with my channel and many other channels who really don't, kind of take themselves too seriously, is that the type of environment that it fosters. Now, this is something that's very interesting. When people, even people who don't tend to like me, come to my channel, they'll notice that they're not blocked. There's not an excoriation that really needs to happen. In fact, most times I'll invite them to come talk to me. But when you have a culture, right? If you develop a culture where you are not only an authority, but then you foster kind of this unspoken, somewhat, totalitarian environment where dissent is kind of looked upon with scorn. Well, what do you think then happens? Then people kind of get the feeling that crossing you is a bad idea. And so, even though this is unspoken, this is something that's seen in the actions. When people view your actions as a YouTuber, as a content provider, in light of the people that you criticize. So, if, for instance, that you excoriate people for doing and saying stupid things, but yet you do and say stupid things that are very similar to the people that you're excoriating, and no one criticizes you for it the same way that you are, then that kind of says a lot about you now, doesn't it? Now, so here's what's very interesting. The people that then come from these channels, the people that gravitate towards that sort of thing, cool, they get to live vicariously through the person that they're viewing. Hell, people do it to me all the time. But I tend not to take myself too fucking seriously. In fact, if you catch me any other day, hashtag fuck Dragnot. And I am a huge fan of hashtag fuck Dragnot. I'm a motherfucker on the internet, right? You shouldn't take me too seriously. But if the things that I say upset you, more than likely it's because it's true. It's more than likely that I'm striking a nerve in you because I don't get on here and make up shit. If you've actually been kind of following my channel for more than, I don't know, a month, you know that when I say things, I tend to give very elaborate examples, if not bring exact receipts on what I'm talking about. Just saying. So, with that being said, if you find yourself in an environment where you are almost afraid to criticize another YouTuber for fear that your own channel may suffer, that is not the type of environment that you want to foster. That's just my suggestion. Now, of course, what are we here for? Views. We're here for content. We're here for subscribers. We're here to see the analytics. Awesome. Awesome. I'm going to address the legality thing. Now, not in this video. Not in this video. Because Kyle deserves his own video. Trust me. But the interesting thing that I've kind of observed over the last year and a half, 2 years, is that it's very interesting to see people who consider themselves skeptics fall over themselves into the cult of personality and remove themselves from any objective thinking because they want to think with their hearts and they want to feel the emotions that the same theists that they criticize feel. And I find I can't understand for the life of me why people continue to do that. But I do understand. I saw this again and again and again and again with other YouTubers. You're right, so it is, and I was actually planning on doing that probably tomorrow for as far as Kyle's concerned. But it's very, very interesting to see so-called rational and skeptical people shed all sense of self as far as that identity goes when it comes to them seeing the reality of it. People are more in tune with buying a narrative than standing back and saying, you know what, there's something strange about the person or persons that I'm admiring in their behavior. You know, is this emblematic of someone in control? Should I say something? Well, you shouldn't feel scared to or intimidated or apprehensive to say, you know what, I like this person, but I don't think that they're handling that. There's plenty of people who they've not donated to me and they're not paid, they're not part of the inner circle. And they say, you know what, Drag, you're actually wrong about that. That's fucked up. Let me explain why. I said, you know what, you're right. And sometimes I make a fucking apology video. Like, you know what, I'll take that video down. You're right. But that's not something that other YouTubers are interested in. Now, I'm not some prodigy who's just, who started this trend. But if you foster that environment, if you foster an environment where you're not receptive to criticism, that you are more interested in having a boys club, if you're more interested in just seeking affirmation from a viewer base, then that says a lot about you. It really, really says a lot about you. If you are genuinely interested in discourse, then you should probably, I don't know, receive said criticism. And it doesn't matter whether it's coming from a person that has 10 views or somebody that has 50,000 views. People that you associate with shouldn't feel intimidated. I I might lose subscribers because I called out this person because you know what? They did something that's fucked up. That shouldn't be a fear for any YouTuber. Of course it's going to happen. But I can tell you right now, that's not my concern in the least. And don't get me wrong. If people thought for a second that Dragnot is somehow afraid to lose a few subscribers because he dared criticize a grown man who can't take care of his fucking business, you got me all the way fucked up because I have never cared about that. So if you catch me caring about that, somebody come slap the piss out of me. That's not the type of environment that I want to foster. At no point in time. At no point in time do I want to foster that. At no point in time should people go, all right, well, just to be fair. Oh, I heard somebody saying, you know what, Dragnot was wrong for that. I'm going to unsubscribe. No. If somebody, if the Geek Room calls me out, Drag, I think you're wrong for that. Yeah, I don't want my subscribers to go, they said something bad about Dragnot. Oh, I got it, man. Why would they say something bad about him? Don't you like him? No. No, and fucking indeed. At all. At fucking all. That's not the type of environment you should foster. If you are genuinely about discourse, it shouldn't matter where the criticism comes from. If you are subscribed to someone because they say something nice about someone you like because everyone's nice, then you can go play in fucking traffic because you're not in an environment for discourse. You're here because you enjoy boys club, you enjoy girls club because you want the affirmation. Yeah, and I notice everyone's a legal expert now. And what I've also noticed is that I've yet to have someone counter the points that were made. I've yet to have someone factually go, hey, no, Drag, that's the wrong code. That doesn't apply. I've yet to hear anyone actually address anything other than Dragnot's a big old meanie head because he is not being empathetic. Poor people who are suffering. Ooh. Your tears sustain me. Because honestly, this what is it? Schadenfreude. It's awesome. And it's interesting for me because I viewed that like the ass end of Dramagate. And this to me is like Dramagate 2.0. This to me, and again, if you are new to this community, because someone and I love seeing this, someone actually made the statement that Steve built this community. Can I address the criticism that I'm being hypocritical? I'm being immature on my channel while I'm basing Kyle and Steve for not being able to handle business? Oh, sure. If people don't like me being petty and laughing and making funny faces because an adult can't be an adult, have you been to my channel at any point in time? Have you seen me contrast someone's behavior with their behavior towards others? I'm sorry, but if you think that me laughing at someone is akin to someone literally not taking their time to ensure that their fucking investments are legally bound to the same contract that they have verbally, I don't know what to fucking tell you. Go get your head examined. Absolutely inane. That to me, if that was the point that someone literally took the time to sit down and write, you should probably stop typing on fucking YouTube. But I love it because that's the best. That's literally the best that some folks have. But that's fine. That's fine. I'm laughing, having a good time. This shit's fun to me. This shit's awesome. Because guess what? I get to sleep tonight knowing that my financial well-being isn't in the hands of somebody I hate. That's a pretty good fucking feeling, folks. I don't know about y'all. And I also can sleep well knowing that I'm not going on Twitter and getting fucking Twitter fingers and bawling my eyes out on fucking live camera, figuratively speaking, because I made a bad decision or a series of bad decisions. I don't know where folks have been. I have no idea. But this, again, that's the type of environment that's fostered. And people should ask themselves, what type of environment are you fostering on your channel? I foster an environment where it doesn't matter. Again, you can call me on shit. Come in Discord, drag you full of shit. I had a conversation with somebody earlier. Hey, you know what, drag? You gotta kind of empathize with them some. Yeah, sure. Okay, you're right. Yeah. Fucked up. What Kyle did was fucked up. I have no problem saying that at all. But what I will say is that if people can't kind of separate themselves, yeah, you gotta get 9,000 points for a hand job, Christian. If people can't separate themselves from the cult of personality, then don't call yourself a part of a community. No, you're here to be a supplicant. There's a difference between people engaging in discourse and having something to offer to a conversation, albeit rarely, than people being a part of cult personality. Cool. If that's the reason that you're here, because I don't dictate folks' life, then good for you. But don't have an opinion when it comes to who actually says what. Because guess what? Some of us are going to call it like we see it. My channel has never been dependent on whether or not I like somebody. And I don't want people who subscribe to my channel thinking that their other subscriptions or the other YouTubers that they like are contingent upon whether or not they like Dragnot. There's motherfuckers in my Discord that don't like me. I don't talk to them. They don't talk to me. That's fine. I don't have to. But that's the wonderful thing about the actual great debate community, the one that existed way before fucking Steve McRae, because he didn't make the shit. Just so folks know. Just so folks know. That was the wonderful thing. Plenty of folks I've interacted with didn't care for me. You know what? We could still have a conversation. There wasn't this kind of this othering that happens, and you gotta toe the line. You gotta make sure you don't criticize so and so too harshly, because then that might cut off some opportunities for you. That's that bullshit that I'm talking about. That's absolute bullshit. But hey, that's what happens when you consolidate things, because that's not what this whole community thing was ever about. It was about people having their different spheres of control, right? And you like to say that your different your domains. You had Christopher Mowdy over here. You had the Magic Sandwich Show over here. You had all types of stuff. All types of stuff happening. But no one person controlled nothing. If you did, and you know what? It was kind of an unspoken thing that, if you don't kick it with Mowdy, you're probably a bad person, but no one's going to really fault you for that. If you didn't fuck with me, then that's fine. You would rather deal with Magic Sandwich Show, that's fine. But that didn't affect your views, because people have the right not to like me. People have the right not to like other YouTubers who are peripherally, kind of associated with me, or somebody I may know. Isn't it strange that the private conversation they released was edited? Yeah, that is interesting. I wonder why it had to be edited. That's interesting, but it's interesting though. It is very, very interesting to kind of see things transpire, and folks who know me and folks who've spoken to me, I called this ages ago. A lot of folks actually called this ages ago, but because we saw the writing on the wall as far as that relationship, but as far as how a community in a YouTube arena, we'll just say channel, a YouTube channel, the people who are actively engaged in this channel or that channel or any channel typically are a reflection of whoever it is that they're subscribed to. If you've noticed that. If you've noticed that when you have channels who are providing entertainment but who don't take themselves too seriously, there's a lot of leeway. But when there's kind of this unspoken kind of orthodoxy, people are more so encouraged to toe the line. Well, why is that? Well, I don't want to be othered. People are afraid to be other. People are afraid to be a part of this crew or this clique and that clique. They don't want to be labeled like that. They edited out the part where Red said he would leave Bull out of things. Later, Red uses Bull as a point of leverage against Kyle. Very interesting. Oh, I've not watched all that. I don't know. That's interesting. But there's plenty of people. People know that I go on other people's channels to do other things. I don't do too much science stuff on my channel. That's not what people come to my channel for. They come to laugh. If they want to talk to me about science, well, you can come talk to me on Discord, or you can go see me on Scientist Mill's channel. Everybody gets along with Scientist Mill. Guess what? That's not going to affect her subscriptions. That's perfectly fine. People are allowed to not like Scientist Mill. That's okay. It's okay. There's some people probably don't like me when I go on Scientist Mill. But you know what? I'm on there to talk a little bit of science, and that's it. I'm not a permanent fixture on her channel. It's okay. It is all right. It is about the environment that you have cultured around you and the connections that you make. If you are more interested in self-affirmation and fucking self-aggrandizing and all this kind of stuff, and I butchered that word, I know, then guess what the channel is going to be about? Guess what the channel is going to revolve around? Guess what? Hey, it is what it is. So the point that I'm trying to make, is that to me, it's interesting. If you have to issue a narrative to folks in order to get them to, to curry favor with them, that says a lot about you. You shouldn't need a narrative for anything. You should need to simply express your ideas and your opinions, but to have a narrative, to start inserting motivations in, and then when people disagree with you, whether they be on your side of the fence of this issue or that side of the fence, when you need to other them, you inadvertently start creating this dynamic where, well, people are here with me affirming the things and we're on the side of right. And then there's everybody else. Well, if I've already established myself in the side of right, and then there's just everyone else, well, tacitly, what does that suggest exactly? You tell me. What does that suggest? Does that suggest that you're interested in seeing other people's sides? Because if you've already established, well, we're the smart ones in the room, folks. We're the ones that are on the side of right. It's just everyone else who just need to get on board. Or you could say, hey, here is my position. Here is the evidence for what I'm professing. You evaluate the claims for yourself. I don't need to go into people's motivations. I don't need to go into conspiracy theories. I don't need to start divining anything. I don't need to build a narrative. I don't need to do all this other stuff. Because I have faith that my viewer base don't need to be manipulated in that manner at all. At all. Because again, if we're talking about people who are supposedly skeptics and thinkers and people who are rational and all this, that, and the other, why does this whole thing need to be constructed and contrived? Why does a story have to be built for them with character development, with personal motivations and story arcs and the climax and the plot? That's always about the plot and the scheme. Why does that need to be a permanent fixture if your channel is about the discussion? How does the discussion happen when you are just spewing a narrative? Anything? Bueller? So I've always kind of wondered that. But as somebody who saw the fall of Dusty Smith, there are certain things that I saw happen that it really, really, really makes you wonder. Fucking fly. It was interesting, folks. I'm kind of glad, Dusty recovered from that in a way. But it was interesting to see yeah, he did calm down a lot. Kind of what Dusty had became. And even now, I believe he kind of looks back and kind of reflects on it. What Dusty became, I don't think he liked. And the kind of environment that he fostered, the kind of vitriol that was there, and maybe vitriol is too strong of a word, but that ended up turning on him. Anybody who was, I guess, there present could say that, yeah, it happens. It happens when you create that environment. What do you expect to happen? But hey, you should not have to worry about your viewer base being rabid dogs and one day turning on you. You shouldn't have to do that. You shouldn't have to wrangle your viewer base. Your viewer base should not control you. I wholeheartedly say that. Some of you are some strange motherfuckers. And I hope y'all consider me a strange motherfucker too and keep me at arm's length. Because at the end of the day, a lot of we don't know each other. Y'all, for some reason like watching me, that's cool. You know what? Some of y'all extra awesome. You throw me a few bucks, but that's cool. That's strange. It doesn't begin to describe what we got in Cali. But there's a certain cutoff point, I think. There's a certain limit to which your personal investment in what you're viewing and who you're viewing crosses over into a dangerous area. And that dangerous area can impact the way that people view themselves, view their goals, view other people. It's dangerous. It is dangerous. Because, hey, you viewing for entertainment or to learn or to simply live vicariously through someone else is up to you. I don't tell people what they're here for and how to live their life in that way. But I have noticed, I'll say this again, that a YouTube channel, YouTubers, typically are a reflection of their viewer base, of the folks who interact with them. If your viewer base are folks who are seasoned, wise, well-read, typically the YouTuber is that. Typically. You have the one-off, like King Crocoduck being one of my viewers. I don't know why. He just is. But making sure that you never forget kind of where you came from, I think is probably one of the best lessons a YouTuber can have. I wouldn't have the subscribers that I have or the notoriety or whatever you want to call it if it wasn't for people like Hogtie Champ. If it wasn't for On Raw, DPR Jones, Christopher Mowdy, Matt Dillahunty, I wouldn't. And Bawd 2 Bits. Some of you don't even know who that is. I wouldn't. So I just can't turn and shit on them whenever I fucking feel like it. Because you know what? They said, you know what? There's something about this guy that I like. You know what? Let's bring him on board. That's the type of environment that was fostered. That was the traditional G plus environment where, again, you had your sphere of control. No, I've not shaded. Having a variety of platforms to go to is how the actual great debate community was conducted. Back when true empiricism had his sphere of control. Believe it or not, he did. Hi, True. Hi. Yes, I was a combat medic. Fuckers. DPR from the Magic Sandwich Show had their sphere of control. Mowdy. Even Brett Keane had his sphere of control. Even Keane back then. Yes, folks, even Keane. No one or two people had control over the discourse. No one or two people could write the narrative for who was accepted in the cool kids club and who's not, which I find fucking hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. But as we see, or as we don't see, the king's clothes, or excuse me, the emperor's clothes. Emperor. It's sad though. It's sad. It's sad once you think about it. But I think this is an opportunity. I think this is a wonderful opportunity for other folks to kind of expand themselves and say, you know what? I'm not here to compete. I'm here to open up discourse. If people don't want to worry about having to kowtow to this person or that person, we just want to have discussion without the egos or without the constant need for affirmation or all the bullshit. That's what it's about. Because if the conversation's tainted with whether or not this person or that person has your approval, that you need their seal of approval, then are you really having conversation? Really? Are you really expressing yourself? Or are you just skating around what you like to talk about because you fear losing subscribers or views or Patreon or whatever? But that's a question for the YouTubers out there, the content creators. That is a question for them. That's something they can ask themselves. Do you fear losing a potential connection because you don't kiss the ring? Because you've not chosen the right side? Have you stopped to ask yourself, why do you have to? And when I say why do you have to, I don't mean, well, you know what, I'm just gonna play nice with both issues here, both individuals or organizations. Be honest with yourself. You know what? Here's what I think. If you don't like it, that's too bad. We can discuss it, but here's what it is. But you shouldn't be afraid to. You shouldn't be intimidated. Because what? Someone will get on a soccer account and say, don't subscribe. You know how many times I've seen shit like this happen? Take a guess. Some of the folks who were in Discord with me today have an idea of all the breakups and schisms and G plus, I say G plus, YouTube drama. They have an idea. I've been seeing this shit for years. And I see the same shit over and over and over and over and over again. That's it. Monetization. That Dinah, that's a good point. That's a good point. The almighty dollar, root of all evil. That's a good point. But I don't think that was the only thing, Dinah. I don't think so. I think it was, this is my honest opinion, I think that folks were more interested in affirmation. People were more interested in inflating their own ego than actual discussion. That's what I think. If one person's after the money, another person's after just, I don't know, to feel that void in their heart where, I don't know, self-esteem should be, that's probably the wrong reasons to have a platform to discuss things. Kind of one of the reasons I like modern day debates. I think James is a funny little guy. Hosts some pretty inane topics, but you know what? It's just a platform. He removes himself from it. Because I've actually spoken to him privately with somebody else. Kind of, you know, what his, and I won't say the full conversation, but who's messaging me? He wants to not put himself on the forefront of what he's built there. He's there. He's moderating, which, you know, you live and you learn. But his ego doesn't play a role in how he runs the channel. That's what I respect about him. It has nothing to do with that. He just wants the conversation to happen. Pretty respectable to me. Could he do better? Sure. Well, everyone's channel can. Sure. But that's a very, very minor point. Very minor criticism. Very minor. Only if James had more time to open up just general discussions. Because it's my understanding that pretty much anybody from the community can kind of come and you want to discuss and have a debate. All right, cool. There is none of this playing favorite stuff. There is none of this othering that you see. There's none of that, well, you know what, these people are persona non grata because they won't kiss the ring. If I say, you know what, James is a big old poopy head. Big old poopy head. I'm not banned from modern day debates. Say, you know what, I might be. Because he doesn't take himself too seriously. Says, all right, cool. It's not about me. It's about the discussion. That, folks, that's something worth respecting. That is the heart of what's actually called the Great Debate Community, TM. Because he has it. He has it. So I don't mind going on there. You know, here's $2. Answer this question, standing for truth. Well, you dodged it? Okay, fine. But that's me. That's my opinion. That's just me, was it waxing lyrical? Is that what it's called? You know, I'm just doing some thinking. Yeah, I'm on light. Yeah, you know, I'm up. Don't worry, the missus is asleep. But yeah, James seems frazzled. Yeah, he's just kind of lost on. So I wonder if he knows that he can go to the live board link on YouTube just to see all the super chats instead of trying to search up for him. I haven't talked to James in a while, but you know, if that's his worst, you know, fuck up, is just he seems a little frazzled, then I'll you know what, have at it. He can learn. So, you know, but she doesn't like the stash at all. I made the stash this stupid for, like, I made it purposely, actually, because again, I don't take myself too seriously. go to school like I look like fucking Black Mario, Luigi, Mario, like Luigi, 70s porn star. I've had two previous lab partners, two females, not even recognize me at all. I say, hey, Alex, what's going on? Oh, hey, I didn't know that was you without the hair. I say, yeah, I shaved, you know. Oh, I didn't, yeah, I don't know. So, there was actually some cop role play. Actually, holy, that's you actually hit the nail right on the head. There was definitely some of that. But yeah, again, that's my advice for YouTubers. You don't have to be like me. Steve Harvey looking motherfucker. You don't have to be like me. I definitely don't mind poking the bear. I definitely don't mind going after people who think they're untouchable or who believe that people are, I guess, somehow intimidated or something by, I don't know. I have no idea. I've been around for way longer than a lot of these folks, and I'll be around long after them. So, you know, you might say I've kind of learned what to do and what not to do, you know. Who's texting me? I can't see it. So, on that note, folks, I think I might grab me a beer, maybe. No, I'm going to stay with water. I'm just going to go to sleep. Yeah, time for another Gary DPS shit show cult following. Take a look at Windy City Heat. Be on YouTube. Link it in the Discord and tag me, and I'll look at it tomorrow morning. So, because I usually wake up and I'll check all the Discord tags and stuff from y'all. So, Richard Pryor. You know what? I will take the Richard Pryor as the best compliment. Steve Harvey is an insult, but Richard Pryor is definitely. You know, not everybody can light themselves on fire and have so much so much cocaine in their system that it comes out in their semen. Did y'all actually hear about that? With he was, what was her name? She played Foxy Brown. God damn it, what was her name? I forget her name. But yeah, he had so much fucking coke in his body that it was coming out in his semen, and it ended up like giving her insides. Pam Grier, yeah. It ended up giving Pam Grier like ulcers inside her vagina. I was like, how much drugs do you have to do in order for it to come out of your fucking semen? You have to do all the drugs. That's a lot. A lot. Body's just trying to get rid of it. Y'all didn't hear that story? Go look it up. Yeah. And there was an interview that Pam Grier had. I don't think it might have been with Oprah or somebody else. I forgot. But she was like, yeah, he had a choice: either stop doing drugs or I was going to continue having ulcers. And he was like, nope, bitch, nope. So yeah, he was an asshole. So anyway, folks, I'm out of here. I said what I said. And if folks got a problem with it, then you can just unsubscribe. Or you could just say, hey, Drag, you know what? Here's where I disagree. Okay. I'll typically don't look at the comments, but just come holler at me in Discord or something. I don't know. Or somebody will let me know. Take a look. Maybe I'm wrong. Could be. But you don't have to fear backlash because he said that, darn Dragnot. Oh. Yeah, I'll go to jail. Oh, I watched the first episode of season 5 for Black Mirror. Oh my God. Yeah. Woo. Purple titties, everybody. Purple titties. Perpetuity. Purple titties. Asked if perhaps Pryor put cocaine on his penis to sustain his erection, but she was unsure. The doctor then asked her if her mouth went numb while performing oral sex on Pryor. She said it did. Okay, so he put the cocaine. I misremember that story. It's even worse. He put the cocaine on his penis. Oh wow, that makes it much worse. Okay. What's going on there? Goddamn. Goddamn. Okay. Yeah, it's just Yeah. So somebody said that they shouldn't have named that game in Black Mirror Striking Vipers. They should have named it Super Smash Brothers. Oh my god. They should have named it Super Smash Brothers. I was like, wow, that's that's oh wow. No more internet. I'm done. No more internet. That's it. Internet privileges revoked. Striking Vipers. Yeah. All right, folks. Don't have sex with your buddy in the virtual world. Later.